All right, in this video, I'm going to show you the hole feature. There is really just one hole feature, but you can choose from multiple different types of holes. So I'm going to kind of show you each of those, and we're just going to do a simple shape to practice putting those holes on. Okay, so I'm going to start by getting rid of the planes I don't need. I'm going to change to a 2D view, and I'm going to create a new sketch. And so I'm going to choose my front plane. Go ahead and hide that plane now that I've created my sketch. And let's go ahead and just make a cube. And we're going to make the holes on that cube. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and make a 5x5 cube. So I'm just going to create a rectangle. I can type in 5 because I have that box around there. So I'm going to type in 5. I'm going to hit enter. Notice the box is switched, so I'm going to type in 5 again and hit enter again. And now I'm ready to extrude. So I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to extrude this shape. I'm going to click on my shape. I change to my isometric view here. And then I'm going to make it a cube by going out by 5 inches in depth. Okay, and so there is my cube. So now to make a hole on my cube, all I got to do is create a new sketch, and I'm going to tell it where I want the hole to go by placing a point. So I'm going to create a sketch, and I'm going to click on the face of my object that I want to create the hole. So let's say I want to create the hole on the top. I can click there. Notice that I now have a sketch plane that's along that top part of the cube. I'm going to just switch to my top view now, because that's going to look down in a 2D view. There you go. And then what you need to put is a point. Okay, and so basically that point's going to be the center of your hole. So I'm going to click on point, and I'm going to just select a place in the middle of my cube. Now, let's say I want to center this point and center the hole here. You're going to want to use your dimension tool. Okay, and so to use a dimension tool to say, hey, I want it to be a certain distance from the top to the point, I'm going to click on dimension, click on the top of my cube, or that top line there. I'm going to drag down, and I'm going to click again on the point, and now I can tell it how far I want it to go, or how far I want it to be. So I'm going to click over here. And so the middle of a 5x5 cube, or in this case the square, is 2.5, so 2.5. Now that is centered from top to bottom, but now I need to center it from left to right. So I'm going to do the same process, but this time I'm going to click on the left line here. I'm going to then click on the center point, and that's also 2.5. So now I have it directly in the middle of my cube. Okay. I'm done with my 2D part of this, so I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to switch to the 3D view just so you guys can see it a little bit better. And you can see my point right there. Now I can go ahead and use the hole feature up at the top. Okay, and that hole feature is located right here. It's in the middle of your toolbar. Okay, and so using this tool, you can make different types of holes. You can make simple, countersink, or counterbore, and depending on what you want, you're going to select it. So I'm going to click on hole. Okay. Now, in order to place my hole on the point, I'm going to go over to my point and click. There you go. And right now, if I change my view a little bit, that's just a simple hole. Do you see how that's just a straight down hole? Basically, this is what if you were to use the extrude tool with a circle, that's what you're getting, is that basic hole. This is a better way of doing it still, though, because you have more control over the hole itself, especially when it comes to some of these other features. Okay. So over here, you get to select the type of hole. It looks like actually that was a countersink. I don't really see where that's a countersink. So you have simple, which is straight through like this. You have counterbore. I see why, because your diameter is the same as your counterbore diameter. And so the counterbore diameter has to be bigger than your diameter of the hole. So you can see what that does is it creates this counterbore. So what a counterbore is really used for is when you have um, like a screw or something that has a headpiece that you don't want popping up above the surface. That allows it to sit underneath the surface but still drill into the object itself. Okay. And so this is your diameter. So my diameter of my screw is 0.5. That's what I would want here. This would be the screw head. And then this would be the screw head depth. Okay. A lot of times, since you're pretty new at this, if you're doing something specific, it's going to give you those dimensions for you. Okay, so you're not going to have to be like, what are they? They'll probably be given to you. But it's nice because if you really have control over what size screw you want, especially when you are creating your own objects. Okay, so when you're done, oh, you know what? And the other thing I wanted to show you before I uh, get done with this termination here is through currently. So if I look at this screw hole, it's going into this side and it's going all the way through my object. So here, if I go to the bottom, you can see my screw hole goes all the way through, and that's a diameter of 0.5 right there. It gives you a better idea of how that counterbore is different. If you only want it a certain depth, you go blind, and then you can say the depth right here, how deep you want that hole to go. So maybe I want the screw to be a 1-inch screw. Now my screw hole doesn't go all the way through. It only goes an inch into my object. You can kind of see that in there. Okay, notice it's coming to a point there. That's where you're getting with the shadows. There you go, the shadow there. Okay. So that is your depth. Just to show you briefly to the other one, countersink, if I click on that, let's say I want the countersink diameter to be 1, just so you can really see it. The angle is at 90 degrees. So you can see here, countersink gives you an angle for specific types of screws too. So depending on what it tells you to do, you're going to choose countersink, counterbore, or simple. Whenever we're doing this, we'll let you know which of those to use. Okay, but that's where you select it. Here's your diameter. And if you ever forget, just mouse over it. Here's your countersink diameter, here's the angle, and here's the depth of the hole. Okay? And just like the other one, you can also say, no, I want it to go through all. That's also an option as well. Okay? And that is your hole feature. And so you guys are going to be using that later on in the course. So make sure that you are aware of all those different features.